Hello everyone and welcome to the first episode of To Be Read or Not To Be Read. In today's video, I'll be reading the Widow's Husband's Secret Lie by Fredia McFadden. My husband is dead. I attended his funeral. I watched his casket be lowered 6 feet into the ground. Actually, it may have only been 5 feet, but that still seems like it's more than enough. And then we ate an array of finger sandwiches and deviled eggs and miniature beef Wellingtons that cost more than my first card. My point is, Grant is gone, and so are all his many deep, dark secrets, which I never really bothered to ask him about. He is never coming back, so why do I still see his face everywhere I go? I can't wait to find out what the twist is. I won't spoil anything in this series because I would love for you guys to purchase the books yourselves. Now let's dive into some pages. Guys, so far this book has had me on the edge of my seat. Alice in this story is a grieving widow and she suspects that her dead husband is literally following her. Throughout the story, she goes about her daily activities such as doing some grocery shopping. In it, she's going through some interesting stuff that we may have, like when she ran into an old coworker and had one extra item over the 10 item limit, and at the checkout line the coworker made her take out one thing, and then she meets someone who has ties to her husband, and she has some information about her husband that just honestly is really messy, guys. And so right now she's being followed by a man who looked very similar to her husband, but she did have him buried in the ground, and then she even went back to the grave and checked it, and guess what? It was not disturbed. And so the author left me with a big shock, and guys, I cannot wait to read more. And also guys, the humor in this book is actually really excellent. I laughed a few times when I was reading it. The mini twist in the last lines of the chapter had my jaw dropped. But guys, now my class starts in a few minutes. I'm about to go, and then I will get back into the reading soon. Bye guys. Oh my god, the words I have read last night have blown my mind. From where I picked up, I started to gain some insights into their relationship and how her husband was somewhat controlling with disagreements about the color of the dress, and how he was adamant that she chose the color that he thought the dress should be. The next twist was super surprising, but it sounded undeniable when I got to it. Alice is now bonding with a character, and now they are discussing how they did like the US metric system. I do too. The way the author writes the dialogue, such a relatable way that made me laugh. The new character reopens a wound from the previous relationship, which is both ironic and shocking. Where I did left off is where it started to pick up, and I can't wait to wrap this up soon. I only have around about 200 pages left, so I'm gonna get to reading very soon. So guys, I just finished the book. I am shocked that the ending grabbed me and threw me against the wall because it was so funny and even more twisty. The last few pages I read were fast-paced and kept me engaged, encouraged me to finish the book. Overall, it was decent, and stay tuned for the rating session where I'll go more in depth. Welcome to the rating section of the episode. Each book will start with 5 stars in each category, and based on how the book was while I was reading it, some stars may be deducted. In one of the upcoming episodes, one book will receive 6 stars, which means it was a perfectly crafted story that I could read a million times, and it will always be at the top of my recommendation list. First is readability, which is based on how easy and enjoyable the book was for me to read. I would give this book a 5 in this category because I love fast-paced thrillers, and These short sentences and chapters made it fly by. Next is characters, which will be based on character development and how well the characters come to life throughout the book. In the short time you learned about them, I wish the character who appeared later in the story had a bit more background provided and been given a little more detail about why they were there. Overall, the characters in the story were very relatable. You felt like you could easily talk to them in real life, and that's something that helps make a story feel more real. The category for the plot will be based on its clear beginning, middle, and end, the level of engagement, and this originality. The book's timeline was accurate. The plot was definitely original because I have never read anything like this. The plot was actually super twisty and had my jaw on the floor so many times. Last but not least is the ending. And I'm just judging this based on how satisfying it was. Since it ended on a cliffhanger, I will give it a 3. Personally, I'm not a fan of cliffhangers because I want to know more and read more rather than being left to wonder what else will happen or what will happen in the story. Based on the ratings from the categories, I give this book a 4 out of 5 stars. And this book is definitely worth reading. The book gripped me and made it nearly impossible to put down, and I highly recommend that you read it. It's super short and fast-paced, and I don't think it can get better than that. Thank you so much for watching. Please leave a like and subscribe. Next week's book will be Taylor Johnson was here. It is a pre-summer book, but I think it's something that everyone should read, and hopefully it's a good one. Until next time, for new worlds and new stories.